Hey there, folks, and welcome back to the I Am CDB project. I, of course, am your host, CDB. You are not, and today we're going to do a shave with Captain's Choice Adventure. And this is also available, or at least was available in a cream as well, which I like. We're going to roll with that today. We're going to use the Captain's Choice copper bowl, which I've showed you, and which will be up for a giveaway soon whenever I get time to field those emails and so on. I'm going to be using an old brush that was a gift to me from Tim Berger back when the Plisson knot was in, when it wasn't common, except for on the Plisson handles. He had this made custom for me, and it's something that, of course, treasure. And also a razor he gave me, the Weber Wave DLC, which is really difficult to find now. Weber doesn't even make razors anymore unless they've started making them again at some point, since I've not followed the industry as much. But anyway, we're going to do a face shave today, and if I need to touch up in the morning, I shall do so. Let's wet the face and see how we do here with our Captain's Choice Venture, which smells like Creed Aventus. Again, oh man, this knot is soft. Boy, these knots were so soft when they came out relative to everything else. And I think, Busta and Teisty, I always mispronounce his name, so I'm sorry, were sort of the first ones on board with the virtue of these soft knots, but it really took things to a different level once these things got sourced and people started getting more and more wonderful synthetic knots at lower price. When these first came out, the regular Plissons, they were $60, and then now you can get one that's virtually the same for $12-15. I mean, that is fantastic. What you cannot get one of is one of these Weber Wave DLCs, which is fantastic. The blade in this rascal is Astra SP, which pretty much my go-to. I've sort of settled in on that. I have many other blades, but it's the most affordable and consistently does a good job for me on 2 to 3 shaves. I don't push it to 4. I did initially, but I don't any longer. There's really no sense in pushing blades at all. They're inexpensive enough to where we can, keep them, switch them out when they're well within their service life, rather than trying to, power through, as I referenced yesterday. I've been enjoying these videos as I've had some time in the evening, so I figured let's do it in the evening when I have a little bit of time. And so I've done a few. Yesterday I talked a little bit about Harry's and that head coming off so easily, as one of the viewers pointed out. I got a tweet from Harry's today it said, "Thanks for letting us know. Please direct message us, because that is not supposed to happen." So maybe I just have a bad one. Maybe it's worn out. I don't know. So I have direct messaged Harry's because I do want to hear, what they have to say, if it's a flaw or whatever. And, if they correct it, then I'll certainly come back and let you guys know. That's what I do. And I think one of the things I've done over the years is also come back when I've made mistakes or I was just flat wrong. And it does happen. I'm human like everybody else. My views have changed and evolved over the years. And I get emails mostly from people today who say, thank you for, I'm on a tighter budget. I don't have a ton of money to spend. I want to thank you for mentioning these products that just work just as well as the expensive stuff. I was trying to keep up, and it was causing problems with my wife. I was having to hide packages. You don't know how many times I've been told by guys that they would have to hide things coming to the house. They were so caught up in buying stuff. Oh, I gotta hide it, or I gotta have it sent to my work, or this or that. And it's like, ooh, you don't need to go that route. Please enjoy at the level you're allowed to, but don't let it cause problems in your marriage. And spend crazy, as I have done. Again, learn from my mistakes. I'm a person who's made many, 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 many mistakes in my life. None with the deliberate intention of hurting people, but I've made mistakes in a number of ways. And you can learn from my mistakes. So don't spin yourself to the poorhouse with this wet shaving gear. Don't allow it to create problems in your marriage, or become obsessed with it to the degree you can't think of anything else, or things of that nature. Try to keep it in check as best you can. Enjoy it as much as you can, as is the case with any hobby, but make sure you're handling your other responsibilities. And that would be my advice, because there was surely a time where I was so into it, man, I just couldn't, I was like, I used to come home waiting for those packages, and it was like, it was like Christmas daily. And again, it was mostly it was fun, so I enjoyed the experience, and I'm very grateful for the people I've met and the friends I've made, as I say often. But boy, it wasn't necessary to go at the level I went. And had I just listened to people who had been doing it longer, to saying, you don't need to go nuts, trust me. In a period of time, you're going to come back down to earth, and you'll say, oh, okay, these things are sort of my core products, and nothing really comes along that's 10 times better than those things. Occasionally you'll get something that's really good, and you'll be blown away by its scent, or whatever the case you may be. But you're not going to find, by and large, something that comes out that's revolutionary. I did hear the inspector was telling me last week that Razor Rock was coming out with a Italian barber, sells Razor Rock products, like a combination between a shavette and a DE. So that'll be interesting. I haven't seen what that looks like and don't know anything about it, but I do like that people are trying to innovate still. And so that'll be outstanding. And here's your opportunity. For those of you who complain that companies like Italian Barber would produce things similar to what you produce, which is always the case with products. Something comes out, and then others borrow sort of from those designs and come out with their own. That's just the way things are. And then ultimately the competition results in better things for us in the market. Just like all these products, like this scent wasn't invented by Captain's Choice, but it's produced and you can buy it, and you can add it to a soap, and it's excellent. And so you don't have to spend $300 for a Creed Aventus type scent. You can get it in a fine Captain's Choice product, or a Sterling, or Italian Barber, or Katie's Bubbles, or all the people who make this scent. And I'm not sure what they all are, to be honest with you. There are many. But so anyway, if Italian Barber is the first to produce this kind of thing, surely there will be other people producing it. So you'll have your chance to sort of copy off of him, perhaps, assuming he's the first. I don't know that he is, because I haven't seen the product. But, I'm a fan, obviously, and remain so. I just haven't been buying any stuff. So, but I'm anxious to see what that looks like and so forth. I still like the folks who are sort of going for it and coming out with unique ideas. I'm less enthusiastic about Formula 15 of soaps that claim that Formula 15 is the greatest of all time and nothing is even close. I don't know so much about that, but they certainly do work hard at their craft, so you have to give them credit. And I say, enjoy it, but keep it in check. That's the advice, and take it from someone who has gone hog wild with shaving gear over the years, and I've used, most of the things that were available up to the last, year and a half or so, couple of years. So I have had the benefit of enjoying it, and I've used enough products to know, again, settle in on some core products and see how they treat you, and then try some things here and there as your budget will allow, and be happy with it, and then go take your wife and kids to the movie or something. And heaven knows that you cannot be buying a bunch of shaving soaps and aftershaves and $300 razors if you're going to take your family to the movies, because it's friggin' expensive. Like, you know, it's, even if you go to see the matinee, let's say you spend, you know, that's practically $20 for two. At least here, it's probably more expensive in other areas. And then let's say you get popcorn, medium popcorn and drink, another $20. So it's like $40 to see a movie. Like I mentioned the other day, I saw the Avengers. You know, I like it. I won't spoil it, but $40. You put that up against something like Netflix, Hulu, and man, you get so much entertainment for, you know, they've raised their price, but $15 a month. And the volume of great entertainment, and their original stuff is fantastic. It really, no wonder the motion picture industry are worried, because, you know, Netflix it's a far better value. And there are a lot of Netflixes in this shaving industry that provide far better value than those folks who are charging you a ton of money and making claims that it's the most luxurious, you know, it's the soap is from the most exotic this or that or the other thing. Anyway, that's my feeling on it. Take that, you know, with a grain of salt. But there are some Netflix type values. There's Razor Rock, there's Sterling, there's all sorts of great products where they can be had inexpensively. There's people like Captain's Choice. The thing I like, honestly, being very honest, the thing I like most about Captain's Choice is Scott, the gentleman who runs the company. He is genuinely a good guy. I've had a couple of conversations with him over the years. I don't know, maybe 3. I can't recall exactly. And we've had some, you know, personal exchanges of things. And it's just, I think he's a really good guy. So if you're in it to support just good people, and there are lots, you know, there's Chris Cullen, there's Peter Charkelis, there's Shannon from Shannon. I mean, I can name, I don't want to leave people out. There's Mickey Lee, there's all sorts of great people. But today I'm using this, so I'll talk about Captain's Choice. Really good people. So if you want to support a good gentleman, in my estimation, one that I would put my stamp on, Scott from Captain's Choice, good fellow. And again, we'll be giving this brass bowl away that is handmade for Captain's Choice soon on some weekend, maybe this weekend when I have time. It's a really nice bowl. I think it would be great for travel because it's, you know, it's relatively small. You can get it in a bigger size, but anyway, keep an eye out for this. And by the way, that was a great shape. I want to thank again, and I'm not sure if he's still into the hobby, so to speak, or if he's still watching videos, but Tim Berger, if you are still out there, thank you. I appreciate it. There are some folks who sent things like this as gifts to me and said, you know, you put so much time in it over the years, and I want you to have these things, and they really do mean a lot. And so I want to thank you and everyone else who has supported the channel. I try to be as thankful as I can, because believe me, it helps when you have supporters and friends and people who are there when you need them. And there's been a lot of people who have filled that role for me, some of which I never even met, like Tim Berger. So thank you, Tim. Thank you, Scott from Captain's Choice. And folks, stay tuned for the giveaway for this stuff, because it will be upcoming. Thanks again for watching. Until next time, I've been your host, CDB. You are not. God bless.